you ever felt like your blood pressure just seems to rise no matter how hard you try to stay calm and healthy? You're eating less, avoiding fried foods, maybe even watching your weight, and still, that little monitor gives you a number you wish you hadn't seen. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. High blood pressure, or what doctors like to call hypertension, is one of the most common health issues people face as they grow older. And here's the part many don't realize. The solution doesn't always lie in more medication. It often begins on your plate. Now, before you worry, no, I'm not here to give you a strict diet plan with rules, charts, or tasteless meals. Instead, I want to walk you through a few key shifts, simple, gentle, powerful, that can support your heart and help bring those blood pressure numbers down naturally. Because after 60, your body is more sensitive to what you feed it. But that also means it can respond quickly to positive changes. And one of the biggest game changers? Reducing salt and increasing potassium in your daily meals. Let's talk about salt for a moment. Most people know that too much salt isn't great for blood pressure. But what many don't realize is just how much salt hides in our food, even in the things we think are healthy. It's not just chips and canned soups. Salt can be lurking in bread, deli meats, salad dressings, sauces, and even some breakfast cereals. You see, salt, or more accurately, the sodium in it, holds onto water in your body. And the more water your body holds, the more volume your heart has to pump. That's pressure. And over time, that pressure puts stress on your blood vessels and your heart. Now here's where it gets interesting. You don't have to cut out salt completely. In fact, your body needs a little bit of sodium to function properly. The key is to become more mindful of where it's coming from, and to start gently replacing processed, packaged foods with fresh, natural ones. For example, swapping a store-bought soup for a homemade version with herbs and vegetables, or replacing deli meat in your sandwich with grilled chicken you made at home. Even little things, like using lemon juice and garlic instead of soy sauce or bottled dressing, can help reduce your daily salt load without taking away flavor. You don't have to feel deprived. You just have to feel more aware. And that brings us to the other side of the equation, potassium. Now, this one doesn't get as much attention, but it should, because potassium is like the quiet hero for your heart. It helps balance out the effects of sodium by easing the tension in your blood vessel walls and helping your kidneys flush out excess sodium. Think of potassium as your blood pressure's best friend. Where can you find it? You'd be surprised. It's in everyday foods that are not only nourishing but also delicious. Bananas are the most well-known source, sure, but there's so much more. Sweet potatoes, spinach, avocados, beans, and even plain yogurt are all rich in potassium. Imagine this. Instead of reaching for a salty snack in the afternoon, you slice up a banana with a handful of almonds. Or instead of white rice, you enjoy a baked sweet potato with your dinner. These little swaps, they may seem small, but they can make a big difference. I recently spoke with a lovely gentleman named George, who's 71. He told me that for years, he thought medication was the only way to control his blood pressure. But after slowly adding more potassium-rich foods and cutting back on the frozen meals he was used to, not only did his numbers improve, he said he started sleeping better too. He didn't follow a strict plan. He didn't become a health guru. He just started paying attention to what he was putting in his body, and his body thanked him for it. That's the beauty of eating with awareness. It's not about control, it's about care. And care is exactly what your body is asking for. Because after 60, your needs change. Your body is working harder to maintain balance. So the more we support it, not with guilt or pressure, but with kindness and nourishment, the more it supports us back. And let me tell you something I hope you'll hold on to. It is never too late to feel better. You can start today, this week, this month, and you will see the difference. Not just on the blood pressure monitor, but in your energy, your mood, your ability to enjoy the things you love. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed or frustrated about managing high blood pressure, take a deep breath. You're not alone, and it doesn't have to be hard. You just need a few clear shifts and a little support to feel more in control again. And that's what we're doing here, step by step, together. Now that we've talked about the two big shifts, reducing salt and increasing potassium, let's continue with a few specific foods combinations, and important notes to tie everything together and keep your meals heart healthy, satisfying, and simple. Now that we've uncovered the two biggest shifts, cutting back on salt and welcoming more potassium-rich foods into your day, let's talk about something just as important: the quality of your food and how it fits into your life without feeling like a burden. You see, healthy eating isn't about following strict rules. It's about giving your body what it truly needs in ways that are enjoyable and sustainable. Especially after 60, you don't want your meals to feel like medical instructions. You want them to feel like nourishment, like comfort, like care. Let's begin with something simple but powerful: eating more whole, unprocessed foods. A lot of the salt and hidden additives that push your blood pressure up don't come from the salt shaker. They come from processed, packaged foods. Things like frozen dinners, snack crackers, cured meats, and canned soups. Even low-fat or heart-healthy packaged products often sneak in loads of sodium to make them taste better. But here's the great news: your body doesn't need those. And better yet, you can replace them with fresh, naturally flavorful foods that do wonders for your blood pressure. Let me share an example. Think about breakfast. Instead of reaching for boxed cereal, which is often full of salt and sugar, imagine starting your morning with a bowl of oatmeal topped with sliced bananas and a sprinkle of cinnamon. That one small change gives you fiber, potassium, and slow-releasing energy, all while keeping your heart happy. Or lunch. Instead of a deli sandwich, what about a simple salad with fresh greens, avocado, beans, and a homemade dressing made with olive oil and lemon juice? You'll feel full, nourished, and satisfied without that heavy, bloated feeling salty meals can leave behind. And don't worry, healthy doesn't mean flavorless. In fact, this is where spices and herbs become your best friends. Garlic, basil, oregano, rosemary, turmeric. Not only do they add incredible taste, many of them also have anti-inflammatory and heart-protective benefits. Cooking with them can make your meals feel like a gift, not a chore. Another thing I want to emphasize is hydration. You might not connect water with high blood pressure, but staying well hydrated helps your heart pump more easily. It supports your kidneys in flushing out excess sodium. And for those of us who are over 60, dehydration can sneak up on us without much warning. A little bit less thirst, a little less water intake, and your blood pressure can begin to creep up. So a good rule of thumb: keep a glass of water nearby throughout the day. Start your morning with one. Sip before meals. And if you don't love plain water, try infusing it with slices of cucumber, lemon, or berries. Just a little flavor can make it more enjoyable. Now let's talk about something that sometimes gets overlooked: eating pace and portion size. The way we eat matters almost as much as what we eat. When we rush, when we eat in front of the TV or out of habit, we often miss our body's natural cues. We overeat. We choose what's convenient, not what's supportive. Taking the time to prepare a simple meal, sit down, and enjoy it, even if it's just you at the table, makes a difference. It slows you down. It helps you chew more, which helps digestion, and you end up feeling more in control, not less. One woman I spoke to recently, her name is Margaret, she's 68, shared something really touching. She said, "I used to eat like it was a race. Then I started lighting a candle, turning off the TV, and eating dinner at the table again. Just me in a quiet room. It felt strange at first, but now it's my favorite part of the day. I taste my food. I feel calmer, and I've noticed my blood pressure isn't jumping as much after meals anymore." Isn't that beautiful? So much of this journey isn't about restriction, it's about connection. Reconnecting to your food, reconnecting to your body, reconnecting to the idea that you're worth slowing down for. Now, before we wrap up this part, I want to mention something important. Check your labels. Even healthy-looking items can surprise you. A slice of whole wheat bread might seem like a good choice, but some brands pack it with over 150 milligrams of sodium per slice. 2 slices, and you're already a big chunk into your day's limit. And you haven't even added the sandwich filling yet. So start looking at nutrition labels. Focus on the sodium line. A helpful number to aim for? Try to keep your total daily sodium under 1,500 milligrams if you're managing high blood pressure, unless your doctor says otherwise. At first, this can feel tedious. But over time, it becomes second nature. You begin to spot your safe brands. You realize which products to skip. And soon, you're shopping with confidence and calm, not confusion. I always say, it's not about being perfect. It's about being present, about becoming more aware, more intentional, and more loving with the choices you make for your body every day. Because this body, it's carried you for 6, 7, even 8 decades. And now, more than ever, it deserves to be cared for with the same love and attention you've given everyone else over the years. And the good news is, you don't need a complete diet makeover to start seeing results. Just one small shift at a time. It might begin with using less salt, or drinking more water, or learning to read labels, or simply taking the time to really enjoy your meals again. Whatever it is, it's a step forward, and every step counts. Let's keep moving, because there's one more key part of a heart-healthy diet I want to share with you, something that ties all of this together and helps make your progress more consistent, your results more lasting, and your meals more enjoyable every single day. Let's take a moment to breathe, because if you've made it this far in the video, it means you care. You care about your health. You care about your heart. And most importantly, you care enough about yourself to keep learning and taking small steps forward, even when it's not always easy. Now, there's one last area we need to talk about, something that brings everything together: consistency. See, the truth is, even the healthiest change won't work if it only happens once in a while. But here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent enough that your body can rely on it. That means making heart-healthy choices most days, not every day. It means choosing potassium-rich foods often, reducing salty snacks gradually, and not letting one bad meal ruin your momentum. You're not building a diet. You're building a lifestyle, one that fits you, respects your age, honors your experience, and gives you energy to keep enjoying life. Think about how much you've already done in life. You've raised families, worked jobs, cared for others, weathered storms. This part of your journey, it's about caring for you, not in a demanding way, but in a peaceful, steady, loving way. Let me offer a few gentle reminders to help keep you on track, especially when motivation gets low. First, plan ahead. High blood pressure doesn't like surprises, and neither does your diet. So when you can, prepare meals in advance. Have potassium-rich snacks like bananas or unsalted nuts nearby. Keep a pitcher of infused water ready in the fridge. It makes it easier to say no to the things that throw your body out of balance. Second, don't do it alone. If you have a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, or even a grandchild, talk about what you're doing. Share recipes. Go grocery shopping together. Invite them to take this health journey with you. There's power in community, even if it's just one person cheering you on. Third, don't be afraid to ask questions. Next time you visit your doctor, ask them, can I get a nutrition consult? Are there medications I'm on that might raise my blood pressure? Is it okay if I focus more on food before adjusting pills? Because food is medicine, and when used properly, it can work with your body in ways that are gentle, effective, and even joyful. And finally, and this might be the most important point of all, be kind to yourself. If you fall off track, if you slip up, if you forget and eat something salty or processed, don't beat yourself up. Just come back, refocus, reground. Your body is forgiving, it's resilient, and every new day is another chance to start again, without guilt, without shame, just with awareness and care. I've seen seniors in their 60s, 70s, even 80s make small dietary changes and completely transform their energy, blood pressure, and quality of life. Not because they followed a complicated system, but because they stayed curious, stayed kind to themselves, and made better choices little by little. So if you're still wondering, can I really change this at my age? The answer is yes. Yes, you can lower your blood pressure. Yes, you can feel lighter, more energized, and more in control. Yes, you can still enjoy food without feeling restricted or overwhelmed. Start with what we talked about today. Be mindful of salt, especially hidden salt. Welcome potassium into your plate and foods you actually enjoy. Focus on whole, real ingredients. Drink more water. Eat slowly. Read your labels. Be consistent, not perfect. It's that simple, and yet that powerful. Now before we go, I'd love to hear from you. Speech balloon, what's one small change you're ready to make after watching this video? Or maybe, what's one favorite heart-friendly food you've discovered lately? Let's talk in the comments. Not just because it helps the video, but because someone else reading your comment might be inspired to take action too. Your story matters. If this video helped you in any way, if it gave you a tip, or reminded you of something important, or simply made you feel more hopeful about your health, please give it a like. It helps us reach more people who are walking the same path with you. And if you want more videos like this, heart-friendly, senior-focused, calm and real, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss an update. This channel is here for you, for your health, for your confidence, for your freedom in the years ahead. Because you're not just trying to lower a number, you're trying to live better, longer, and more joyfully. And that's worth everything. Here's to your heart, your meals, your movement, and to a healthier, lighter life ahead. Herb, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Herb.